What's going on, guys? This is Oliver, formerly from Response AI and a few other SaaS platforms that I've since exited. In this video, we are going to be building from scratch an entire SaaS platform that is a clone of a multi-million-dollar SaaS platform called Attio. So it's obviously not going to look exactly the same as Attio, and it certainly doesn't have millions in revenue. But as you can see, this is a general overview of the tool. You've got add contact, add company. You can view a task feed. You can create contacts and add tasks to the contacts. You can create companies and add tasks to the companies or add companies, etc. There is search bars for the companies. There's a deal pipeline where you can put them in different stages, add tasks, add deals, import and export deals and companies. A reports page, a tasks page where you can create tasks and complete them. Settings, and then obviously a fully working back end using Supabase. So I'm going to dive straight into the video and enjoy, and any problems or questions you guys have, let me know. Right, so guys, the first thing we're going to do is go over to Lovable, and we are going to create an app, right? Now, what we're going to be doing is logging into Supabase later on. The first thing I want to actually do is create a PRD. Now, a PRD, guys, is effectively a long prompt that we are going to create so that the AI knows kind of what we're, what kind of product we're building. So ask Gemini, build me a PRD for a AI-powered CRM like Attio. Needs to be extensive as a PRD, long, beautiful analysis of UI, user experience, simple features, as we are only doing a simple CRM. I need it to be able to track customers with manual form fields. CRUD. So guys, by the way, CRUD is create, read, update, and delete. So that's, that makes up a majority of apps. You can create stuff on the app, you can read stuff on the app, update it or delete it. Like the simplest CRUD app would be like a to-do list, like you can create to-dos, you can read the to-dos, you can update them, and then you can delete them. So that's what a CRM is as well. Like all you're doing is CRUD, right? Need to be able to track customers' manual form fields, CRUD. I will be using Firecrawl to scrape data for new CRM inputs. Need to be able to delete, create, rank, move leads to different pipelines, store contacts, basically all basic functions of a CRM app. And I will be using Supabase to do this. So let's obviously create the PRD. And the very first thing we're actually going to do, so like this is obviously all complete, like we don't have to know what all of this means, but we are going to obviously send this in to Lovable. And crucially, when we do create Lovable, when we do start the Lovable process of creating the app, obviously it's going to be important that we also add like UI and stuff. So we have got this done and dusted, or is it done? It's like it's kind of done. I feel like it might have. Can I copy this, or I don't know why? I'll just copy up to that. I don't know why Gemini's just like shit the bed. So let's create this. So logged in now. I for perspective, guys, I am on the starter plan for Lovable, which gives you 100 credits for, I think, like $25, right? Now, to be honest, I think you can build an app like this. My process, I build the app with like 20 to 50 credits. Then I remove, I'll be showing you guys this. I send it to GitHub. I then download the zip file of the GitHub file of the project, and then I just use Cursor, right? So we're going to start with Lovable for the bare bones and then move to Cursor for like the more specific stuff. So what I'm going to do is go up to the top as well. So note, I will be adding specific beautiful UI examples for you to meticulously follow. These will be screenshots of Attio, my inspiration, and we will be running with the simplistic and beautiful, I love the word beautiful, sleek. It seems like AI like knows what I mean by that, sleek UI. As if that's, no, sleek isn't a word apparently. So what we're going to do now is, now that we've got the PRD, guys, and we've got the note that we're going to be adding the UI, I'm going to see what Dribble, which is free, I'm going to see what Dribble has about Attio, right? So doesn't have a whole lot. I need like the fields, you know. Okay, we can add this one. So all you do, guys, is copy the image. We got the image there. Bulk action sheet. We go to the top again. So add this one. I suppose it's pretty simplistic. I'm also going to go to, or I can't, I'm also going to go to Attio's website and actually copy images over from there. So what we're doing, guys, is basically AI is really good at like taking examples of other projects with images, because it can read images, and basically like, you know, create its own version of that. Features, go on the features. So again, guys, I'm just looking for images that are decent. I don't think it seems very good. So let's just start with that actually. While that's like cooking up, I'm going to go to Supabase. I'm going to go into, oh, I've clicked the wrong thing, dashboard. And I'm going to create a new thing. So, Attio clone CRM. So we're creating a new organization, guys. Personal is free. That's fine. Create organization. Supabase is going to be free as well, like, because we're just not going to be doing that much with it. I'm going to do that's fine. I'm going to just choose North EU, or should I choose? So basically, guys, when it asks you to choose a region, if you don't know about this, just choose the one that's closest to you, or the one that's closest to the users you're going to be selling to. So if ever I create a SaaS, most of my users are from the US, even though I'm in the UK. So I choose North Virginia as the region, because I know it's like closest to my US customers, or Ohio, whatever it may be. So what we're going to do now is get started by building your database. So we're not going to do anything for now. We'll go into the SQL editor, but we don't need to do that just yet. So let's go back to this. Beautiful power. Okay, so it's just actually creating the UI and that kind of thing. What should we do next while we're waiting for this? Because it's going to take a second. So what I might do is go into Gemini. With this PRD, can you create me SQL code to create the database for the users, contacts, pipelines, etc.? I will plug this into my SQL editor on Supabase. Leave no stone unturned. So what we're doing here, guys, is, or unclick canvas. I don't know what canvas is doing there. Dude, what is going on with Gemini, man? Jesus. Right, whatever. I don't know why, man. I've been using Gemini like all week. It's been amazing. And now it's just like being an idiot. What are we doing? Okay, so this is still cooking up. Storm. As your homepage, Google Gemini. Okay, that is crazy. That is a lot of SQL. So just for perspective, guys, an SQL basically, it's going to give us the code that we need to create the database on the back end. So in other words, when we go to, just going to move myself out the way. There we are. When we go to the database and, the front end, which is Lovable, is trying to work with the back end, like it needs to call for data. If we add a new contact, where's it going? All that kind of thing. The front end has to talk to the back end. And it's obviously going to be very hard to do if there's like fields missing. So we need a lead status, whether they're new, contacted, qualified, proposal sent, whatever it may be. We need a place to put them. So what's their website? What's their name? All that kind of thing, right? We're going to go into here. We're going to just copy paste that in. And we're going to run it and hope it works. Okay, so no rows return, which is good. So we're going to go to table editor, and you'll see that we've had loads of different tables created. Companies, so user ID created at, name, website, industry, whatever it may be, right? So contacted, deal contacts, deals, pipeline stages, pipelines, etc. So this is still spinning up the preview, and it should be looking good. Okay, it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad, right? I mean, maybe I'm being spoiled because of how good AI's gotten, but that to me is like, it's not ideal, right? Contacts. Oh, we got contacts, companies, company features coming soon, settings coming soon. Okay, so, let's just do like a really quick design, like a rock up. So thank you so much. My only concern is that the app looks very uninspired. I need it to be sleeker, thinner, more beautiful, Notion style, thin borders, prettier text, more YC style. So YC is just Y Combinator. It's like a company that funds like trendy startups. More Attio style. So, excuse me, that doesn't make any sense, guys. Like I'm not really expecting much, from that, but it's like, just try and make it look pretty, So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go into the PRD, and I'm going to copy this PRD again. And once we've got that, we're going to link up Supabase, right? So transform CRM into a sleek Notion Attio-inspired design with thinner borders, refined typography, and elegant spacing. So this will be a laugh, guys. If this actually works and makes it look like prettier, then I can't really explain why I don't like the look of it. I think maybe it's because like blocky, like bold text. You've got like the really, really old school icons, like it's 2010. And nothing's happened yet. It is obviously loading up. But what we're going to do now is, while we're waiting for that, I'm going to post the script in. And again, guys, this is the data for the back end. So thanks. Now we need to set up the back end so users can add contacts, create companies, move contacts into other pipelines, create deals with specific companies, and what else would it do? Delete contacts. So here is the schema from Supabase that created the basic tables. And we need to get more schema. So one important thing, guys, is that when you create these tables, they're going to have rules, right? Which is like SQL rules. Now, RLS, for example, so row level security, that like dictates whether you can read the table on the back end. It dictates who can enter the data. So let's say you have an app like Duolingo. So the cards that teach you how to, like learn a language, they're going to be public security inside their databases, right? Because everyone can read them. The passwords of a user, for example, or a user's progress, they're going to be private, obviously, right? So we need to make sure that a user can access their own table, that they can delete their own contacts, and that they can create their, okay, so by the way, the UI changed. That does look a tiny bit better. It's still a bit naff, but it's still a bit crazy. But here's a schema from Supabase that created the basic tables, and we need to get more rules, etc., so that users can create their tables and add, delete, CRUD, etc., contacts, whatever. Now, I need to link up Supabase with this app so that we can start this process. So what we've got so far, guys, we've got a basic front end, right? We have got a back end with tables for the kinds of companies that we need, the kinds of contacts we need, deals, pipeline stages, whatever it may be. What we're going to do now is we're going to wait for Lovable to do its magic. And as you can see, once connected, so we need to click the green Supabase button in the top right of the interface. So let's click this, connect Supabase, connect a project. We add an organization, add more organizations. I'm going to click authorize Lovable. Yeah, there we are. You can see, guys, that it's Attio clone CRM, authorize Lovable. And connecting to Supabase. And we've connected Supabase. So in other words, we now have a front end that is connected to the back end, right? So this whole thing here now is connected to Supabase. So let's just double check, connect Supabase, connect a project, Attio clone CRM. And I think that's worked. Yeah, found the following tables, companies, contacts, deals. Okay, great. So you can now work with a fully featured backend and add powerful features to make your app. Okay, so just keep building. Okay, so for some reason, Lovable has forgotten the fucking thing I just said. So I asked it to do this, and it's just like gone on its own little sabbatical and told me to connect Supabase first. So if we just copy paste this whole thing. So now that Lovable is connected to Supabase, in other words, now the front end, this pretty little UI thing we have is connected to our back end database. I'm just going to send that stuff back. So as you can see, if we have a little look here, I'm going to publish it to, publish the database. Sorry, publish the app to like HubSpot Lite Lovable. I'll implement the backend CRUD. Okay. This looks pretty cool. This looks pretty cool. They've got something in the background there as well. Quick actions, notifications, contacts, add contact, companies, deals, whatever it may be. So how do I get rid of that, man? I don't want that to be there anymore. Okay, I'll implement the backend CRUD. Now I'll create hooks for CRUD operations and update the pages to use real Supabase data instead of mock data. So all of this stuff might just disappear now because obviously we've completely told it to remove all of the CRM stuff. So in other words, what I've said is, can you start actually bringing data from Supabase, but remember guys, we have no data in Supabase, like there's none. So there's no companies, no contacts, etc. So our CRM might just like go blank now. Okay guys, so it has responded this like big sort of like chunk of text here. So creating the hooks, update the pages, update the company's page to use real data, etc. Thanks. Now can we create authentication so that users can create accounts, add their own contacts, etc., and have their own data. So we're now going to set up authentication with Supabase, which is never typically the easiest thing in the world, to be honest. I'm going to shut that tab. So Lovable is just going to think a second. So it's asked us if we want to store like profile data, like avatars, roles, like stuff like that, nicknames. No, just the login, email, and password, and the ability for users to save, delete, update, create their own CRM data. Oh, and it's also creating the routes, which is great. So it's creating protected routes, guys. Now, a protected route is basically when you log into an app, that's a protected route, right? So say like your dashboard of Twitter is a protected route for you because no one else can see your page or your profile. But when you go to log into Twitter and you haven't logged in yet, there's like, you go to the home page without logging in, that's unprotected because anyone in the world can see that. So when a project is creating protected routes, it means that only an authenticated user can see that route. So in other words, a protected route is that when you log into Netflix, everyone can see that screen that says log in, but not everyone can see your profile and your names because it's a protected route. So if ever you have an important bit of data and it's not a protected route, you just need to make it protected. In other words, you need to demand that people authenticate, or in other words, they log in before they can see that data. So very, very simple. So now what it's told us to do, guys, is disable confirm email in Supabase authentication. This is because we don't have email set up, like email, like password setup and password resets, things like that. We're going to go over to authentication. We're going to go over to emails. And I think, I forget where it says. Go to Supabase authentication settings to speed up testing. Oh yeah, so authentication, and then I forget where it is actually. Project settings. Oh, it's in project settings and then authentication. And we're going to say allow new users to sign up, confirm email. We're going to do no. And we're going to save changes. This just means that we don't have to set up email for like the auth. So in other words, people typically log in and they say like, oh, confirm your password and stuff. We ain't doing all that because that's for another video. It'll take me 20 minutes to do that. So, okay, great. So the authentication system is now completely, we're going to refresh this. Okay, so, but now the page has gone blank and we need a page for the auth fields so we can log in and log out. Right now the page is blank. Now what I like to do, guys, is I like to screenshot things inside the app. So I'm just going to say you can screenshot as many things as you like. It's just like how we can use as many pictures from Dribble as we want. We can send screenshots of what's going on. So if I say the screen has gone blank, fix it, I'm actually sending this and Lovable can read that there's nothing going on. So if I go to CRM Pro, I'm going to So Lovable has basically created authentication, but it's like put us in this purgatory where we're not logged in and we're not logged out. So it's showing us nothing, which is good because it means that we can't see anyone's data. The problem is that it's created this and just locked us out in this blank space. So it's going to revisit the routing structure and make sure that the protected route is directing us to the dashboard. So in other words, when person logs in, do they get sent to this dashboard? And the answer should be yes. So it's asked us to navigate to /test. We're going to publish it actually. So now it's published. Test page, if you see this button is work. So we're going to go back, settings, dashboard, whatever it may be. Test works. So now add a logout button to the front page to the dashboard and a page for users to log in and log out or create accounts. Okay, so I gave it the problems being that everything's blank, and everything is still blank here, but it's not blank when we go to the actual routes, right? So as you can see here, when you click on this button, you can see all of the routes here. Dashboard is basically blank, auth is basically blank, so it's just having a bit of a mare. I think that might be like a Lovable problem, but as you can see here on our actual project, it's live, right? So we're going to test the sign up. So sign up. Oliver Burt. We're going to say test 1, 2, 3 with 3 exclamations. Test 1, 1, 2, 3 with 3 exclamations, and we're going to create an account. So I'm going to save that password. So as you can see here, we've now logged in perfectly, and none of this stuff works. So dashboard, all of this stuff is fake. Companies, got no companies. Contacts, got no contacts, which is great. So it's actually calling upon Supabase to tell us if we have any companies and contacts. We've got deals in here, which is a bit weird, which means that deals is not pulling from Supabase, because remember, guys, it should be blank. Reports, tasks, emails, whatever it may be. So the first thing we need to do is, okay, thanks. We're going to just ignore the fact that this is fucking blank right now. I just don't even know why. Thanks. So now on the dashboard and all around the app, there are add contact, add company, create deal buttons, etc. that don't work to create anything. We need to make all of these buttons functional with pop-up forms that are relevant and aligned with the CRUD operations of the Supabase backend. So in other words, users now need to be able to actually add their own data to the Supabase backend. Let's start with pop-ups, allowing users to create contacts, companies, and deals. If we actually check now, let's go to authentication. I'm going to go to users, and I should be there as a user. So that's my unique ID, Oliver Burt 3, and then we've got the provider, which is email, and that was created about 3 minutes ago, which is great. Let's go back here. Lovable is still working on the functionalities to add and delete, etc., contacts and companies inside the database. So Lovable is actually asking us to approve a database change, so create default pipelines, etc. So we're going to approve that. This just means that Lovable has asked if it can iterate on the tables we created. So can Lovable edit these tables? And we need to give it permission so that it can change things and make things actually work. There's been some security warnings, so we're going to approve that as well. Okay, so it said that we have pop-up forms now, forms that actually work to send data to the back end. All forms save data to Supabase with proper user isolation. So in other words, if oliverbert3@gmail.com, this user, if he saves data to the tables, like a new contact or a new company or a new deal, no one else should be able to see it, right? And we'll test that later on. So create your first contact. So let's just publish this. And we're going to head over to the data. And now, if we click Add Contact, something happened. So something bad has happened. So inspect, console. Okay, so something bad is happening there. So dashboard, add company. Okay, so add company works. We go to contacts, add contact. Okay, so add company form pops up, but when I click add contact, the screen goes totally blank. While it's actually managing that, let's go try a company, right? So dashboard, add company. I'm going to add example co. Website is https example.com. The industry is SaaS. And the location is New York. And let's create company. Okay, so success, company created. Now let's go into authentication. Let's go over to the tables and see if a company has been created for a user. Okay, so there's our user ID. Example company has been created, which is great. Now that should actually show up inside the companies as well. So there we are, guys. This looks great. So we've now got the ability to create a company, add it to the back end, and now actually go into companies and edit them. Let's actually update this. So example 2 company. Okay, interesting. So what it's done is it has deleted everything else when we try to update it. So that's okay. I'll consider that. Go back into the database, fix the contact form. Okay, so let's publish this again. I'm going to go back to the dashboard and click add contact. Okay, so that's still happening. I wonder why that's doing that. So inspect, console. So I said it still goes blank when the company is working perfectly. So we can just go and add another company. It doesn't matter. But this page is blank, and I don't know why. When we click on add contact, it goes blank. Click on filters is fine. View settings, nothing happens. Dashboard, add company, it's absolutely fine. Add contact, and it goes blank. But there's also nothing inside the console. Like there's errors, but nothing's showing up. Don't really know why that's happening. Okay, so I found the errors. The errors are uncore errors. So what we're going to do is post this in. I'm going to just stop what we were saying. I'm just going to copy that in. So remember, guys, the best way to fix an error is to just go into the errors when they pop up. You double click, inspect, console, and then go to errors. So now we know exactly what the errors are, and we've told Lovable what the errors are. So hopefully this will fix the contact form. I'm just going to double check that company works again. So let's say Olly's Co. HTTPS ollyexample.com. Let's say it's healthcare. Let's say the location is San Francisco. That's not how you spell that, is it? San Francisco, I think that's how you spell it. I'm going to have to... Francisco. Yeah, I wasn't going crazy. Okay, that's fine. So, fix the select error by removing the empty string value. Okay, so if we publish this, hopefully the contact data should work. So, we've now got two companies, no contact. We're going to replace this, add contact. Okay, so we can now add a contact. So Oliver, let's say like Joe Davis, email will be joe@emailexample.com. Phone number can be my phone number. Role title is founder. Company, amazing, guys. So the company is now actually being populated inside the CRM as an option. So we can actually choose whether it's from an existing company. Let's say it's from example company. Lead status is new, right? So notes, this is a lead, this is a contact that I met at an event. Create contact. We now have one contact. So if we go into contacts, there's also a contact there. Can we click on this or like do anything? I don't think we can actually like show anything else. So what I'm going to do now is go into the back end and we're going to see if there's a contact here. So as you can see, there is a contact. And his name is Joe Davis. So we've got the contact now. What I'm actually going to do now is go to dashboard, one contact, active deal, companies. I'm going to go into deals. Add deal. Okay, so now we're going to fix the deals. So thanks. The contact and company add buttons work well. But now we need to fix the deal page. Add deal button. And users should be able to create a deal and choose a company and a contact within that company that the deal belongs to. So in other words, guys, this is just business lingo. If I am selling a vending machine to a office, I need to know that it's a deal with the company, which is Big Office Co. And I need to know that Joe Davis, or whatever his name is the person that I've started the deal with. So in other words, he's the guy that I'm going to be selling to because he's the founder or director or head of, finance, whatever it may be. So we need to fix the deal page. Users should be able to create a deal and choose a company and a contact within that company that the deal belongs to, and there should be ownership. Next, please add more fields to the contact page so that we can see all of the data about a contact, e.g. the notes, the pipeline stage, etc. Table should be beautiful and Attio style and minimalist, with the pipeline stages in pretty pastel pills. So pastel, what I call pastel pills, is like those little pills that have like a status and they just look really pretty, with light borders around the stage pills. Let's have a little look at what else we want to fix. So obviously deals should be empty right now because we should fetch from the user's backend, and this current user has no deals. So basically, guys, what it's doing is it's obviously put dummy data here. We have a deal apparently with Retool, DigitalOcean, Stripe, Square, Loom, Superhuman. This should be blank because we don't have any deals, right? And we certainly don't have any deals that we've created ourselves yet. So obviously, what we're going to do is go back over. Deals should be empty right now because we should fetch the users. Add deal should be given its own pop-up form and functionality to talk to the back end. So in other words, guys, it should be able to send data to the back end, which is our Supabase table. In deals, we've got nothing. Order value. There we are. And what are we doing? Obviously deals. Let's have a little look at anything else that we want to do. Does search deals work? Okay, so deals search bar should work. Do we have a contact search bar that works? Oh God, I'm just adding a fake one to see if the search works. So that one works, that's fine. Does company work? Yes, it does. So it's only the deals. It's basically the deal page, guys, that isn't working, which is fine. So deals search bar should work as well, like the contact search bar and the company search bar. I'm also going to say, also create a route that is unprotected. That will be the front page, landing page of the website, and clone Attio's landing page with dummy data and make it beautiful. This will be the root of the project as the landing page, and make sure there is a login button and a sign up button that, wow. And the preview came back for a split second and now is gone again. There's a login button and a sign up button that sends the user to the relevant page. So let's just give it that for a second. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to basically give functionality to the deal page. We're then going to add fields to the contact page so we can see all the data about a contact. Deal should be empty because we haven't got any deals in the back end, and the deal search bar should work, and we're building a landing page. Okay, so it said that it's going to fix the deal page, enhance the contact table, create a landing page. So contact connected to the real backend data via the use deals hook, create a landing page, updated routing, and it's all good to go. So let's publish this. Now let's go over to the CRM and let's, wow, okay, so this is the actual site. So the modern CRM for growing teams. So start free trial, watch demo, everything you need to know, trusted by growing teams, whatever it may be. Okay, so that's actually really cool how it's done that. So we're going to go into login, and because it's remembered me, it's obviously remembered me from the root, and it knows that I've got my cookie. So let's go to, we got contacts, all my contacts are still there, companies, deals. So I've got no deals here. So create your first deal. So deal name, IT services, deal value. Let's say it's wise. Okay, so that is annoying. Oh God, I don't know how to fix that. Deal value. Deal value field is broken, stuck on 0. Allow users to type their own numbers. So for now, let's just say 0 pipeline stage. So no pipelines available for deals. All right, that makes sense. We haven't done that yet. Company, example company. Contact is Joe Davis. So let's just see if I choose Olly's company, there should be no contacts. Great, that's good. So it knows that it's an example company, and it knows that Joe Davis is the only contact. But if we choose Olly's company that has no contacts, there's going to be none there. So example company and Joe Davis, expected close date, let's just say this week, create deal. Select a pipeline stage. Okay, that's annoying, so we can't actually do that. So create default pipeline. Right, so I see what we've done here. So fix the issue. Okay, thanks. Now it's asking me to choose a pipeline for the deal, but we don't have this functionality, nor do we have anything on the back end to track deal pipelines. So now that I've said that it doesn't have a deal pipeline, nor can we save deals because you have to have a pipeline to save a deal, the deal would be something like signed contract or closed won or closed lost, that kind of thing. Like, so in other words, have we won the deal? Have we not? So the deal form is requiring a pipeline stage, but we don't have any pipelines yet. So it's going to make a new table and we're going to approve it. So again, guys, when it's making new tables, what I mean by that is that it's making changes to these tables on the back end. So let me update the deal form, make the pipeline stage optional since we've made it optional in the database. So I'm going to let's see if we can create deals with any number. We can't yet. I'm going to wait for this to work so that we can publish it. Okay, so the database migration worked and created this default sales pipeline with stages for you. So let's see if this actually worked. There's nothing there right now. Okay. I don't know what that means. Made pipeline stage option on the database. Okay, that's good. Let's update it. Now let me update the deals display to show the actual pipeline stages name instead of hard-coded lead. Okay, so let's just update this. So it's updated. Let's go over to here and we're going to just refresh the page. And let's create a deal. So Let's say IT services deal value. Okay, we can do a deal value now. So let's do 100,000. Pipeline stage. Let's say it's lead. That's fine. Company is example company, and we're talking to Joe Davis, and then the date is going to be today. That's fine. Today. Create deal. Okay, so what does that say? Could not find the company ID column of deals in the schema cache. Let's go into inspect, console. Okay, so we're just going to copy paste this. What it means is that the changes that Lovable made to the back end earlier on haven't worked. So we can just say, okay, well, fix that, please, So it's asked me to approve the changes. So it said I've added the missing company ID and contact ID to the deals table. Now the deal creation flow works like this. Select the company, create the deal with all relationships saved. Okay, so let's try this again. So companies, I'm going to publish it again. Okay, so it's updated. So let's go to the CRM. Let's just refresh it. And we're going to go to deals. I'm going to create deals. Hopefully, okay, something's happened again. Console. I'm going to go to, I'm going to say, try to create a deal. And this happened. This was the same problem that plagued the create contact earlier on. So I'm just going to double check that the contact thing hasn't broken as well. Contacts, add contact is fine. And look at this. So as you can see, contact, email, phone, company, lead status. So this is a contact that I met at an event. So remember, we created this contact. The only problem is that right now, the company hasn't been updated on this screen. Because Joe Davis, as you guys know, is part of example company. Okay, so it's in action right now. I see the same select error we had before. There's still logic mismatch. I can't say that word, mismatch. Need to fix the submit logic. It should check empty screen, not none. Okay. Okay, so are we done now? I think we are. Okay. Try creating a deal again. The select error should be gone. You can successfully create deals. So I'm going to publish this. Now that I've published it, I'm going to go into the dashboard. I'm going to just update this. So deals, companies, let's go to create first deal. I'm going to say, what was it? IT services, deal value is, let's just say 100. Pipeline stage is lead qualified. Company is example company. Contact is Joe Davis. September, and we're going to create deal. Okay, so we've now got a deal, the value, the expected close date, and the stage. So interestingly, the stage hasn't worked. So I'm going to say, okay, so there's something wrong with the stage, but that's okay. We can fix that afterwards. So dashboard, add companies, active deals, companies, revenue, contacts. Let's go to notifications. Nothing's working there. Companies, deals, reports. Okay, so please create a beautiful report page that is filterable by day and tells us how many contacts have been added that day, how many new companies, how many deals have been created. Add a new field that says upcoming deal closes, and it's dynamic for the upcoming date of deals. So, earlier on, guys, we said estimated date of close of the deal. As you can see over here, one of our deals is meant to close today. So expected close, say upcoming date of deals that are expected to close. A list of all deals and their values. What else should we put on the reports page? Amount of money closed won. And let's just do that. So please create a beautiful reports page. This is going to be the report page. Okay, so let me build this step by step. So create a beautiful comprehensive dashboard with metrics, pipeline overview, etc. So let's just publish that. Said that like 1,000 times. Let's just publish that. It's published. CRM, right, let's go to reports and refresh the page. Look at that, guys. So looks pretty crap right now. It doesn't look great, but you got contacts added on September 21st, which is today. Companies added, deals created, total pipeline, active deals, upcoming closes. So deals is still like a bit weird. So if we go into deals, let's fix deals, right? So stage is a lead. Let's edit this. IT services, deal value is 100. Let's say closed one. Company's example company, Joe Davis. Expected close date is today. Update deal. Okay, so it's saying closed one. So let's go to reports. Deals created. Interesting. So basically, guys, it's not telling us that we've closed any deals today, even though inside deals got potential values $100 and we're in closed one. So thanks. The report page looks great. But now please fix the issue of deal closed one not showing up on today's date as a closed deal, or the revenue closed from the deal as $100 from the deal. I added a closed one deal to the deal page. It's $100 and it closed 21st/09, which is today, but closed revenue and deals closed in report is 0. What I'm actually going to do, guys, is I'm going to really quickly contacts, reports, tasks. I'm going to also please add a task feed and full functionality plus Supabase functions for the tasks to create, delete, update, read, etc. the tasks, set tasks as complete, and make this a pretty and gamified animation when the user completes a task. Tasks should be connected to specific deals or contacts or companies. So we can add a task, for example, to email a contact, and it will show the contact, deal, company inside the task. And we should also be able to add tasks with a quick button on all pages. So what I've asked for, guys, is the task feed to be created, and I've asked for a fix in the deal issue. The deal issue being that we've closed revenue today, and it's saying we haven't, which is not ideal. So it's asking us to approve the closed won revenue issue. Okay, so it's fixed the closed won revenue calculation, task systems, gamified UI, entity linking. Okay, so quick actions, task systems now fully functional, priority. Okay, so let's just publish this. So you've run into an issue, and the issue is failed to fetch tasks, could not find a relationship between tasks and deals in the schema cache. And we're also getting this error log, aren't we, when we try and create a task. If we go to click task, we get a blank page. You're also getting a blank page when we try to add a task. Relationship. So this, guys, is a relationship issue between the different tables. Issue. So just post that in. Okay, so it's saying that it's fixed the error. I'm going to approve the foreign key relationships inside the database. So what I mean by that, guys, is I'm just approving the changes that Lovable is trying to make to the backend so that our deals work and our tasks work as well. Okay, so fixed both issues. The task system should now work properly. Let's just see if this works. So update. Let's now refresh the page. Go into reports. Deals created 1. So today there is a deal, which is good. The revenue close still doesn't work. Let's create a deal. Let's go to task. Okay, task title. Or let's go to a contact and make a task on the contact. So contact task. Create new task for Joe Davis. That's great. So task title. Email Joe about the discount we are running. Let's say description, 20% discount if he signs up in 2 days. Priority, let's say it's an urgent priority. The due date is tomorrow. The link to entity, so this is good. So the deal that we're going to link to is IT services. The company is example companies. See if this works. Amazing. Let's go into tasks. Got one task, one pending task, completed, completion rate. Email Joe about the discount we are running. Urgent, IT services. Let's go into contacts. And there's no way of seeing that there's a task on this contact. Companies. Let's try and create a task on a company. So research, funding, find out if Example Co have funding from A16Z. Medium priority because it's not really that important to us right now. 23rd, and we're just going to create a task. So now we've got 2 tasks. We should have 2 tasks. We've got research funding and email Joe. Let's assume we've emailed Joe. I'm going to complete this. And great, so we've got completion rate pending is only 1, total tasks, and a great job thing. We're actually going to remove emails tab as we don't need it. I'm going to go to dashboard, revenue. Okay, so on the dashboard, you can see that we have got revenue, and it's $100, which is good. And the quick actions, we can add new contact, create a new deal, add company. Going to actually add, create task, add create task to this list, and also add a drop-down menu that we can toggle on and off to see tasks on the home page. It should be top right, should show tasks, and you can filter by tasks pending or tasks completed, and it shows when they are due and their urgency, etc., almost like a news feed. So this is looking good, guys. We can add a contact, we can add a company, we can see the contacts we have, the deals, the companies, and the revenue. Can see the contacts we have. We can add tasks to the contacts. We can see companies, and we can add tasks to the companies. We can see the deals that are closed, and that reports inside the dashboard. Report is interesting because it's not showing revenue closed. So deals created. Just going to put this in it while we remember. So the dashboard is showing 100 revenue closed, but the reports menu is showing 0. So make sure the reports is getting the same data as the dashboard, as the $100 is showing up. Create tasks, the quick actions, create a drop down. Okay, so it's just working on that for now. It'll remove the emails as well. Report date, let's say the 20th. Got nothing. 22nd, got nothing. 21st. And we've got the 2 deals, pipeline value, active deals, whatever it may be. So the reports and analytics is clearly still a bit broken. So we're going to go to contacts, companies, deals, everything. We've got everything sorted. So I'm also going to add a settings page. Also add a beautiful settings page so that users can see their details, their plan. We'll now say this is the pro plan for $29, and that they've made a logout button, a delete account button, and an export contact button. Let's just say that. What does it say? Newsfeed styling. Right, so let's publish this first. Okay, so up here we should have the database. Awesome, the task feed. So research funding is done. Find out if example code funding information. I'm going to complete that as well. That's completed, and now we've got 2 done, and we've got none pending, and that is great. So that's obviously just nothing. We're going to click sign out, whatever it may be. Emails is gone, which is great. Notifications doesn't work yet. I'm going to remove notifications, tab, and quick actions. We don't really need that. Should be settings, still coming soon, deals, revenue, whatever it may be. Okay, so now we're just going to wait for the functionality of the dashboard. So I'll fix the reports, revenue calculation, create a beautiful settings page, all the requested features, the pro plan, remove notifications tab. Okay, so I'm just going to publish this. So we've now added a settings page, and there should be awesome. So profile information, subscription and billing, $29 per month, data management, Export contacts. Can I export the CSV? I can. That's awesome. Account actions, sign out, danger zone, delete, and data backup. That's awesome. So download a complete backup of your CRM data. I think that would work, but it doesn't matter just yet. Unlimited contacts, where it may be email address, role, account owner, verified, joined September 21st. Awesome. So you've got that. So we have now got dashboard, contacts, companies, deals, reports, tasks, settings, and that is good. While it's trying to figure out the calculations for the deal and the reported revenue, I'm going to discuss bringing back the quick actions. Bring back the quick actions button, and it brings up a side menu that says add contact, add company, add task, add deal. Sorry, I meant create, see reports, make it beautiful and animated side pop-up that allows users to do stuff quick. Bring back the notifications tab 2, and this is just a modal that brings up the notifications from the tasks. So in other words, it just brings up the tasks sidebar. Added debugging to see what happens, but approach specifically for closed one. Okay, so let's just publish this. So it said I'll bring back the quick actions with a beautiful animated side menu and the notifications modal. It's creating the components. And also it should have fixed the deal issue. So basically the deals on the dashboard were saying $100 because we won $100 today by closing the deal with the example company. But the analytics dashboard wasn't saying the same thing, which doesn't make any sense. So now we've got both databases, both dashboards working, hopefully. So let's just go to, okay, so let's go to quick actions. Awesome. So it looks a bit weird, but opens, add a contact, add company, create task, create deal, view report. So let's add a contact and it works, add company and it works, create task. Okay. Doesn't quite work. Create deal, it works, and then view reports, and it takes us to here, and the revenue closed is working. So let's just double check things. Dashboard works, contacts work, companies work, deals work, reports work, and tasks work, and everything is working perfectly. We're just going to sign out. We're going to sign in to make sure everything's working fine. And everything works, guys. Now, guys, I'm actually over inside the Canva dashboard to actually create some kind of logo, right? So we're going to say CRM, or let's say building, let's say blocks. So let's have a little look for a nice, like, okay, that looks good. So what are we going to call it? Let's call it block CRM. I don't like that at all. This indifference, leak Spartan. Okay, that's quite nice. I'm going to do that. And we are going to, I'm just going to delete that as well. Take this, pop this by here, maybe reduce the size of this. I'm not going to have it say block CRM, actually just block. Pop that here. Do this, make it bigger. Block looks good. We are going to download it. PNG, transparent background, and let's say 688. And then I'm going to give it to Lovable. Has that worked? No. Okay, please add this logo to the CRM at the top, and also on the home page, header and footer, etc. So you've added the logo, and contacts, companies, everything's fine, settings, quick actions. I think we're good to go, honestly. So it should have added the logo now to the CRM. We're going to publish that. CRM. Okay, interesting. There's an error. There's an error with the image. Make sure root is correct. So in other words, it's basically called upon the logo, which is not working. I'm going to log out actually, and we're going to have a little look at the front page. So start a free trial should work. So it logs us back in. That's fine. We need to add a go to home. Add a go to home page button on the auth screen. Okay, this should work. Okay, so it looks kind of small, but it'll do. Okay, remove. Thanks. Remove the word block though, and just make the logo itself bigger. No text in the headers, just the logo. Add a go to homepage button on the auth screen. And now I'm actually going to have a little look at the front page as well. So it's loading. No. It's kind of crazy that the whole time we've been doing this, the preview for the mode hasn't worked. So it said that it was going to be removing block text from headers, made the logo bigger, added a home button to the auth screen. So we're going to update that. I'm going to double check this. God, so it's still pretty small. Logo needs to be 2 times bigger, 3 times bigger, please. Now what we're going to do is go to the home page, and block is up there, as you can see. One CRM for growing teams. Watch demo is not going to work right now. Uptime, whatever it may be. Okay, so we can start a free trial, that kind of thing. And login should work. And then sign out. And there's also a go back to home page, which is good. It looks way too big, so reduce size by 50% and center it left. I just don't get why that's so big, to be honest, but it's okay. So that, guys, is pretty much it. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to do some additional edits to this page. All I'm going to do is add a header section with a video, and we're going to record the video and actually create that video. And then it's just going to be inside this database. So we're going to use Screen Studio for that. There'll be a link in the description for that. And I'll just make a pretty demo. And that's going to be the end of the app.